Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Manhood, and it's titled New Paternity Law Has Modern Women Fuming. You guys, I'm excited for this, and without much ado, let's see what Manhood has for us in this video.
New paternity law has modern women fuming.
You know, it's something that if you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own time.
I'm not here to pay for so-and-so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory test. I personally pay taxes, and I care about where my money goes.
I think that the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid.
Of course she thinks it's stupid because they have everything to lose and totally nothing to gain from it. We all pay taxes. Now out of the blue, all of a sudden, you're worried about where your tax money is going? Get over it.
Where from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing at birth?
I am absolutely on record as saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, is then let's apply a proactive solution.
Yeah.
Automatic DNA testing at birth would work to help two things. One, we would assure that the right parents were named on the birth certificate. Two, it would stop paternity fraud and take the profit out of paternity fraud.
But so many women's groups say this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother. Why do you think they say that?
It's a red herring. It takes away from the focus of, well, who's the one person who has all of the information about potential fathers or the paternity candidates? It is the child's mother. And currently, in most places, she has no duty to disclose that, well, wait a minute. Well, my husband's not really my child's father. My boyfriend is. Like, well, wait, lady. But you're married. You forgot that you were married? No.
Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child. That's a lot of nerve. You just showed me where your priorities were right there. Because I held out hope that you weren't just acting a fool because you so mad at him because he cheated on you that you would cheat your child out of a father. But that cheering you did, what you cheering? I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering for?
The state of Tennessee tried to pass a law to put women behind bars for lying to get child support from men who aren't biological fathers. And it got women talking. Men have been thrown in jail for not paying child support for years, and it's high time the scales are balanced. Here's the deal. A DNA test should be mandatory before any man is listed on a newborn's birth certificate. Married, single, absent, whatever. No man should have to put his name on that document without proof that he's the biological father. If he knows he's not the biological dad, but still wants to be involved, he can choose to be the equitable father. At least then, the woman is being honest and giving him a choice. But no, women and feminist groups fought tooth and nail to make this law illegal. According to some statistics, 8 to 10% of men are unknowingly raising another man's child. But the real numbers are closer to a staggering 30 to 40%. It's outrageous and needs to stop now.
I had two guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child. 40%. He said 40%.
Somebody call Maury.
It's usually
make DNA testing
it's
mandatory.
It's two scenarios. It's where the woman, the person's getting a DNA test because the woman claims that is their child. Turns out it's not. The other one is where the parent is on a deathbed and makes a confession, or they need a liver transplant, blood transfusion, and the blood type. There's no way that can actually be the father. So then they find out that because of medical reasons, You mean that's not my father? Then the father finds out from that way. He said it took such a toll on him that he could no longer do it because he would be sitting on the phone counseling the men and the grown children who these women falsely accuse. We see it on moral, we see it on paternity court, but yet we say men need to be held accountable.
That was such a shocking revelation. And at the rate women are going with lying to men about the paternity of their kid, I think it's about time mandatory paternity test is being conducted at birth. Because if you know you are truly not cheating on your partner, I see no reason why you should object to that, because this is not about trust or anything. It's about protecting everyone's peace, including that of the child. Because these kids are eventually going to grow up, and when they do grow up and find out the truth about their paternity, I guess they are not going to be happy. It's going to affect every party involved. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
There are countless troubles men have gone through when they realize they are raising another man's kid. First, the overwhelming feeling of betrayal, emotional investment, an interruption of connection with the child, financial implications, educating a child through college, and child support in case of divorce and jail time for failure to pay child support. Despite all of these, some women are still backlashing men and lawmakers for trying to prevent men from getting into that terrible experience. Some women say it's another attack on women. You mean men's mental health and years of effort are nothing compared to an unfaithful woman being exposed. Women have gotten everything they have fought for. Men even go to jail for not paying child support. And these women say it's an attack on women for letting evil-natured women let a man raise a child that is not his for over 20 years, while she sees him struggling daily to make ends meet. They say a compulsory paternity test says, no woman can be trusted, ever. It's guilty until proven innocent. If that is what it is to women, then so be it. There are other arguments that women have made that I am going to share here. A woman said compulsory paternity tests conclude that all women are cheaters, but men are twice as likely to cheat as women, and they're presumed innocent. If a man wants to expose that he distrusts his partner, that's on him, and his partner deserves to know. Let me start with this one. If men are cheaters, how many years of wasted effort, loss of money, emotional and mental trauma, and even jail time has it caused women? Can you compare the betrayal of a woman watching a man carrying this child and throwing him or her in the air? She watches him taking that child to play football, and he is screaming, "That's my boy." And now and then, she sees the real father of the child, and sometimes she's still having an affair with him. What in the world is wrong with women? Another woman said asking for a DNA test is essentially the same as saying that women are not trustworthy. So if you are saying every child should get a paternity test, it might take away the stigma, but it's not cheap. You just added more money to the hospital bill at an already expensive time. Honestly, if you don't trust the woman, you should not have sex with her. By having mandatory DNA tests, the government and the people of the US are basically saying that all women are dishonest and cheaters. That's not really the message that should be sent. You heard that argument too. According to USDA data and inflation statistics from the BLS, raising a child in 2023 could cost an average of $331,933 from the time a child is born to age 18. If a man has to spend just a few bucks to save himself from pouring a fortune into a product of another man's loin, isn't it worth it? It is even a dumb argument to raise. Talking about the government and the people of the US saying that all women are dishonest and cheaters, well, it's true. If 30% of men are said to be victims of paternity fraud, it means the women are up and about. Overwhelmingly, women know with whom they had sex at a given time, and if it's with one guy only, he has to be the biological father, so she can just prove herself to be faithful with no hassle. Let me share a little story on this. This woman explained that years before they were married, or even thinking about having children, her husband expressed his desire for a paternity test, no matter what. Having been previously married and cheated on, he needed that reassurance. She agreed, seeing no harm in it, as she knew she wasn't that type of person and believed he would eventually move past it. As time passed, The subject didn't come up again until they were expecting their daughter. About a month before the baby's birth, he reiterated his request for a paternity test. Although her feelings were hurt, she agreed and asked him why he felt it was necessary. He reminded her of their earlier conversation. They had a bit of an argument, primarily because she was hurt, but they proceeded to order the test so it would arrive by the time they returned from the hospital. A week later, the results came in. She ensured they were emailed directly to him, with a copy also sent by mail. The results confirmed what she already knew. The baby was his. That evening, when he returned from work, there was a complete change in his behavior. He became the loving, supportive, and doting father she always knew he could be. He had been terrified, and the test brought him the reassurance he needed. Now, they laugh about how the test seemed like a waste of money, and marvel at how much of a daddy's girl their daughter is. She didn't lose anything by agreeing to the DNA test, despite her hurt feelings. However, he could have lost everything. If a small act can provide such significant reassurance to a partner, why wouldn't one do it?
Exactly.
But I wanted to attack her, but I was in a coffee shop.
So
but
she
I
told you?
genuinely went to attack her, like I went to put my hands on her, innit? Because of what had just been taken away from me. I had to now mourn a baby that was still living, alive and well. It was like a death of my own child, innit? Because it's not my name no more. It's not my blood. Do you get me? So as much as how women go through when they can lose a baby and the dads don't care, yeah, when you get told that the baby is not yours, that's just had a miscarriage, innit? Do you get me? That's the easiest way for a woman to understand. When you turn around and fuck a man's life and let him know that he's having a youth, and then turn around and tell him, oh no, sorry, this baby's not yours, that's just had a miscarriage.
Why are a lot of women angry about compulsory paternity tests? Number 1, loss of power to extract wealth from one man while sleeping with another. I made a video before on why women are pissed off about happy men, and it also comes back to this. If a woman is found out to try to give another man's child to her partner, she loses the power she would have waned on the man and the marriage. Number 2, loss of ability to play the victim in the situations they orchestrated. Number 3, loss of child support, because it is common for men to leave the hospital to start the divorce process, and in the case of baby mama, he would try to get her home and wave her goodbye. That's all for today on manhood.
That was such an interesting one from manhood. This video is so deep, and I hope that a lot of women will stop cheating and be faithful to one man, because all of these things can be avoided if lesser women are cheating, and most of them are not lying about the paternity of their child to their partner. And with all of this that is going on, I'm in total support of compulsory paternity tests when the child is born. Before the father can put his name in the birth certificate, he needs to know if that child is truly his, because every man deserves to know the truth when it comes to the paternity of their kid, because no man wants to raise a child that is not theirs, except they have a choice of doing so. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.